I thought finding out would be the hardest part. I was wrong. Finding out was just the beginning. The weeks that followed, the months, even the entire year after that moment, they became some of the darkest times of my life. I wasn't just dealing with betrayal. I was living in it. At first, I was angry. Not just because he cheated, but because of what came after. Because when everything came to light, he didn't choose me. He didn't end it. He didn't even try to hide it. Instead, he told me something I never expected to hear. He couldn't leave her. That he loved her. Or at least, believed he did. And just like that, I found myself in a situation I never imagined I would be in. Not just a wife dealing with infidelity, but a wife competing with it. He continued seeing her openly, and something in me broke in a way I didn't recognize. I did something I never thought I would do. I reached out to her. I got her number from his phone, and I messaged her. Looking back, I don't even know what I expected. Understanding? Respect? Closure? But what I received instead was cold, harsh, almost like my pain meant nothing. You have no clue what you're dealing with. It's a pity you can't control what we do. And the only thing I could say was, God does. That was the last time I reached out to her. Because I realized something quickly. This was not a conversation I was meant to win. Back home, things got worse. I stepped out of my character. I fought. I shouted. I packed his clothes into suitcases and told him to leave. To go be with her. But he didn't. He stood there and said, no one could make him leave. This was his house. And we were not getting divorced. So there I was. Stuck between a man who refused to leave and a man who was already gone. Because the husband I loved, the man I knew, he wasn't there anymore. That version of him didn't exist in that season. And what made it harder was how public it became. She started posting pictures, videos, moments. And not just anywhere. Places that meant something to me. Places we shared. Places that once held memories now felt rewritten. Her birthday came. And he celebrated it with her. Hotels. Restaurants. And then something else happened. Something that hurt in a way I can't fully explain. She was driving my car. The same car he used every day. While I stayed home with our baby. And I would see it. Through her posts. Smiling. Living. While I was home. Breaking. One day, I went through his phone again. And what I found made everything even more real. He was building a life with her too. Plans. A house. A future. All while still wearing his wedding ring. Still coming home. Still sleeping under the same roof as me. But never really being there. We barely spoke. No connection. No warmth. Just silence. And distance. Sometimes, while he was in the shower, I would check his phone notifications. And I would see her messages. I love you. Simple words. But they cut deep every single time. One night, I called him. Late. He didn't answer. So I called again. This time, he picked up. Angry. He was driving. I asked where he was coming from. And without hesitation, he said, "From her." I asked why. And his response stayed with me. Because I get peace and appreciation from her. Peace. Appreciation. Things I thought I had given. Things I believed we built. And in that moment, I felt completely replaced. I hung up. Because there was nothing left to say. Months passed. And the pain didn't ease. If anything, it settled into me. I was home. No job. A baby to care for. No car. No escape. While he was out. Living freely. And I was left with everything else. The responsibility. The silence. The hurt. I started coping in ways I'm not proud of. Drinking more. Smoking more. Trying to take the edge off something that felt unbearable. And slowly, I started losing myself. The smile faded. The lightness disappeared. And I became someone I didn't recognize. Even reaching out to family felt hard. But there was one person who stayed. One friend. She listened. Every day. And she told me something. That stayed with me. Fight for your marriage. This is spiritual warfare. And the irony of it all. She wasn't even a Christian. But in the middle of everything, something shifted again. Not around me, but within me. My devotions were more intentional this time. And I started writing. Not for anyone else. Not to be understood. But to survive. And in those quiet moments, in the pages I filled with pain, questions, confusion, that's where I found God again. Not in noise. Not in people. But in stillness. In truth. In a way I had never experienced before. And that's where everything began to change.